So I was decapping some 5.56 here, and I thought, why not share this awesome experience and make a video? So here we are. This is going to be the start of my 5.56 reloading journal. And if you haven't watched like my 7.5x55 Swiss journal or anything like that, this is just basically whenever I sit down to load some ammo for my AR, I'll throw the camera on and just kind of keep a log of what I'm doing, what I'm learning, what I'm trying, and that sort of crap. So I was decapping on this guy. This is my main press, you know, Redding T7, and I just realized, like, God, this thing is a pain in the ass to decap on, because you got this big honking ram and a handle and a big long stroke and heavy powerful press, and I'm like, I've got that little Lee. That's a hell of a lot easier to decap on. So I went ahead and grabbed it, screwed it back to the bench, and I think that's what I'm going to do my decapping on. Just a shorter stroke, less weight. I think it's going to make things just a touch easier. So I was traveling for work this week, and when I do that, which is a lot, I generally make a point to stop by the local gun stores, keep my eye out for deals and that sort of crap. And man, today I found one. I'm still trying to figure out how I got screwed, because I'm pretty sure I got screwed, but I just haven't realized it yet. So this is a bunch of once fired military type 5.56, you know, 223. You can see, you know, the annealing still on the vast majority of them. Most of them are Lake City head stamps, and recent Lake City head stamps. So yeah, so they had bags of these of 500 for 25 bucks. And this was in a shop where, you know, all the powder was 35 to 40 bucks, and like the prices were just high. So I don't know why the hell this stuff was so cheap. Because I bought 2 bags, I bought 1,000 pieces, and got them for 50 bucks. Like, that's, you can't find that on the Once Fired Brass websites. You know, like, this is just super duper cheap. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and process 500 of them. I'm helping a guy build an AR over the next couple weeks, and yeah, I thought having a big ammo can full of ammo would be a good way to play with a brand new AR. So that's what I want to do, is run through these guys. Yeah, it all just looks okay. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, I already found one reject. It just has a bit of a ding there. You know, it hit the concrete a little too hard or whatever. But that's to be expected. So we'll see. So my process with once fired brass like this is, you know, first thing I do is decap them with a Lee universal decapping die, and then I will hit them with my military crimp remover. I like the RCBS military crimp remover. It just goes in your drill and you just, you know, run right through them. So I'll be doing that. So I'll document the whole process of turning these 500 pieces of brass into loaded ammo. Like, I don't see any, steel cases or any goofy stuff like that. It just looks like really good, pretty decent once fired brass. So we'll see. So I'm going to run these through these guys. I won't subject you to the entire process. Just kind of wanted to introduce the video, talk about the series a little bit. You know, my plan will be to just keep these journals going if I can stay motivated, and just document my processes for different calibers, for different cartridges. And I've already found, like on my 7.5 by 55 Swiss, I went back and looked at one of the videos because I had forgotten, you know, something that I'd done, and it was a good way to verify it. So yeah, if nobody watches, that's cool too. I'm just yeah, documenting what I got going on here. So like there's a piece of 223 Perfecta. So there's going to be some 223 in here. I'm not going to sort now because all of these are, you know, going into the wet tumbler. Decap, remove military crimp, and then they'll go into the wet tumbler. And then once they come out of the wet tumbler, I'll sort them as I'm as I'm drying them off and getting them ready for resizing and trimming. So okay, I guess yeah, I don't know. I might flip the camera back on if I think of something brilliant to say, but we'll see. But this is it for now. Burning right through these guys. Should be done with the decapping in no time. The only thing I found so far, found a 38 special mixed in there, but otherwise, yeah, I haven't been inspecting really close. That'll come later, but just a quick, you know, pick it up, make sure you don't feel anything weird test. They're all passing, like I haven't, none of them are smashed or anything like that. You know, some dented case mouths from being ejected and stuff, no big deal. That's the worst I'm finding here. So yeah, like I said, should get through these here real quick, and then we'll move on to crimping. So I'm just finishing up these last few, and I am pretty impressed. Really, really, really impressed. I've only found one more that I had to pull out. It was a split case there on the side. You can see nice big obvious split. I'm sure I'll find more, but yeah, so a 38 special, a split case, and then that one that had the base kind of dinged a bit, or the worst I could find. So it seems like $25 well spent. No doubt about it. All right. All right, so here is the RCBS primer pocket swaging tool. Comes with a die looking thingy. It comes with a little shell holder thingy, and it comes with this other thingy. So you have three thingies. Let me throw shit everywhere. Alright, here's the basics of how it works. This goes into your RAM. Yeah, that guy goes into your RAM. This guy goes over top of that guy. And then on your RAM is this dude. You take your brass and it goes onto there a little bit. Of course it can't because it's Got a factory crimp. This looks like a 223. Yeah, there you go. It kind of goes there. So the ones with a heavy crimp, you kind of have to really guide them on there. This guy, of course, is up in your press. It comes up, contacts the bottom of the brass, and basically just squeezes the piece of brass down on to that little nipple. And you adjust it for how far onto the nipple it goes, and then, you know, it just basically spreads that crimp out of the way, so you're left with a nice primer pocket. So that sounds awesome in theory, but yeah, let me run a couple through here. That guy goes in your ram. This guy goes over top, which you'll see in a minute why this is necessary. It's actually used for popping the brass off of the ram when it's done. That guy goes on there. You grab a piece of brass, kind of get it on there just a little bit. You put the ram all the way up. Yeah, I already screwed up. But so with that little thingy under there, whenever you go to take the ram down, if you push it, it pops that guy out of there. So this guy, I don't know if yeah, you can't see shit. Hold on 1 second here. Let me back this out a little bit farther. See, the problem is that stupid little ram, you know, there's not much. Alright, so there's kind of hand tight, and then it tells you to go like in increments of 1/4 of a turn. There we go. Now let me tighten it down. And you bring it down, and then it pops off. Shit. So that is supposedly a now swaged primer pocket. Tell you what, I didn't even kind of show you crimps. And this crappy light, I'm probably not going to be able to show you very well. If you can see like the red around that guy, right where it's red, you can also see that there's kind of a, I don't know, a little, it's like they put the primer in there and then they put this like ring shaped thingy over it and kind of pressed it. And there's like a little bit of a ledge hanging off there. That's the crimp. This is a normal 223. So this is one that doesn't have a crimp and one that does. Yeah, if you can't see shit, I'll provide a picture or something maybe. But yeah, maybe you can. When I first started, I didn't really, you know, you're looking at it like, what the hell is everybody talking about? But that's a pretty good one. Like, that's a pretty obvious one. Some of them out there, it's just not that obvious. So this guy, which of course doesn't have a crimp, it probably goes on. Yeah, see, it slips right over top of that. No problem. So that guy doesn't need crimped. But this guy, of course, did. And it's not going to go on there very well. And so you kind of got to guide it. And then you got to guide the mouth of the case over that thingy. And then you're ready to rock. And then you go up. And then you go down. And it doesn't come off of there terribly easy. And then there is our guy that a minute ago had the red ring, and now it's been kind of a freaking spider hanging down. Did you guys see that? Can you see that freaking spider? Son of a... Yeah. Alright, goodbye little guy. Okay, so that's good. Why do my videos always end up just being a mess of confusion and terrible attempts at close-up images of crap you can't see? But yeah, if you can see, it's, you know, it's now swaged out of the way. This fucking thing is slow, and the ones I've done in the past, they look like they work, but then you go to put primers in them and they feel weird, or yeah. So there was your demonstration. That's all you get. This is what I'm going to use. This is another RCBS military crimp remover, and this is for small primers. It is a little bladed thingy. You can see this guy's got some mileage on it. Got the brass going on there. It doesn't take off a whole lot, but yeah, that's another piece of brass. It's got a real nice obvious crimp on it. But this guy's going to be in my drill. It's going to go in there. You can see like there's a little bit of space between the brass and the thingy, and it's going to spin around a couple times, and I'm going to drop shit everywhere, and then I'm going to pick it up, and then I'm going to see if I can just do this guy by hand. Yeah, and then it kind of bottoms out, like the flat tip bottoms out at the bottom of the primer pocket, and then you're left with a shiny, nice cleaned up ring where that crimp used to be. So that is how I roll right there. And in the drill, it's incredibly fast. So let me get readjusted here a little bit, get this guy in my drill, and we'll show you how it's done. Okay. There's a standard freaking power drill with a 3/8 chuck opened all the way up, or pretty close to it. There you go. And then that little guy kind of falls in there, and I take it out a little bit and then tighten it up just a touch. So there you go. And you can see a little bit of brass flying when that's going on. And yeah, that kind of just goes in, takes off a little bit of brass, and in my experience, you're left with primer pockets that are going to go in really nice when you go to prime. So this is my preferred method. And I'm just going to buzz through these guys. I did all these, right? Yeah, I can see that. Oh, I wish I would have seen that before I did it. So if you look, this little guy is another style of crimp. You'll see there's like 4 kind of staked spots, or you can see where, you know, it came around in 4 spots around the primer and crimp. That's another style you often see. So there's kind of the ring style, and then the one with 4 stakes. And this guy works well on both types. And so does the Swager, probably, if that's your bag. A couple more here, and then I'll so let me buzz through these guys, see how long it takes. Okay, so I'm kind of learning something here. This is, I don't know, it's probably 75% crimped military style and about 25% non-crimped, just plain old 223. The ones that aren't crimped, go right on this guy and buy and like You can see there's no gap between the chuck and the brass. It just goes right on there, like bam. Even if it was spinning, it wouldn't cut squat because it's not touching anything. You know, the flat tip of this guy is, you know, is bottoming out there, and the base of the case is, you know, hitting there. So yeah, I've set aside a couple 223s real quick to just kind of show you. They just go right on there, which tells me this doesn't cut off too much. Like these 5.56, you can see they go on there, and it's, you know, not even close to bottoming out there or the base touching that, and then you just kind of run it until it does, and then all of a sudden, bam, it goes on there just like those 223s did. So yeah, screw all that swaging noise. I'll take one of these guys any day of the week. But this goes really fast. You get into a flow. That's a 223. And you just, you know, fly right through them. Yeah, the last time I used this, it was a bunch of Lake City brass that I had fired. So it was all military crimp stuff, and I didn't have I didn't have any 223s to kind of play around with on this guy to see what it did. But now that I, you know, have this mixed bag with both, it's really yeah, it's only increased my love of this this stupid little RCBS military crimp remover. So, all right, I'm gonna fly through these. We'll be back. My fingers hurt. So yeah, if anybody ever tells you they enjoy brass prep, that is a person you should not trust, because they are freaking lying. Yeah, this is definitely the crappiest part of reloading, but and this, you know, military crimp removing process, of course you only have to do it once, and then your brass is good to go. You really gotta put some force into holding the brass. You know, I mean, it's a freaking drill spinning. So, you know, you really got to really kind of get a hold of that brass. Well, here's the freaking problem. I had to end up going and getting some Band-Aids, you know, just to, just to try and keep from getting like a blister forming or whatever. But yep. So it's been a couple hours work here. Not sure if you can see the brass pile here on the bench, but yeah, so that's 500 down. Really happy with that brass. I'm telling you, I got a steal, it seems like. So yeah, they're decapped and the military crimps are removed, so it's pretty much ready for the tumbler. Excuse me. Oh, baby. So there we are. Decapped and decrimped. So, yeah, the primer crimps removed. So, yeah, like I said, these are going into the wet tumbler, and they'll come out looking freaking sexy, super duper shiny. So, all right, that's about enough for tonight. I'll see you guys once this stuff's cleaned up.